ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. It's no wonder that ZipRecruiter is the place for skilled skydiving instructors, accomplished airbrush artists, and proficient pediatricians. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter to hire, you're missing out. ZipRecruiter is the place that's so confident it can make your hiring easier that it lets you try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/news. So if you want the right candidates for all your roles, ZipRecruiter is the place to go. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/news. That's ZipRecruiter.com/news. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Tax cuts and worse tariffs. But people falsely argue that Sweet Polly caused the Great Depression when that bill wasn't passed until 9 months after the crash in 1929.
Well, I mean, that's a source of dispute. The bigger cause of the Great Depression, you can contribute to it, but the bigger cause was the massive tax increases
these fucking idiots.
But the point to make is, you said it very well, but I'm very repeating. Every time we cut tax rates, like under Ronald Reagan and Donald Trump, we got no tax increases. Did you know this statistic, Sean? I mentioned on your show a couple of weeks ago on your TV show. The top 1% pay almost half of the income tax.
Well, we know that the bottom 50% pay what, about 2 or 3% now.
Yeah, exactly. And by the way, do you think
what's going on here?
If the Republicans do this, that the Democrats are still going to say it's a tax cut for the rich? That's all what they always say. This is not going to get them off their back.
I just think it's bad for the economy. Now, on the other hand, it seems to go against everything Donald Trump has ever believed in. I mean, I think he's always understood this. And I've been reading the same things you've been reading, and frankly, I just haven't been believing it.
Well, I don't think it's going to happen, but it's a threat. And we've got, Bill said about Novak, remember about Novak from Memphis Novak. He said the only reason God put Republicans on theirs is to cut our taxes. And if they're raising them, I think it's going to split our party. I think Republicans will lose the midterm election. Don't go there. You remember what happened in 1992? Remember when Bush raised taxes? We lost everything.
Right. Pretty unbelievable, to be honest. I'm at this point because of reconciliation. I mean, what Republicans would go forward with a tax increase when they should be making the Trump tax cuts permanent, eliminating tax on tips, Social Security, and overtime? Because that's what the president promised. Why would they go in any other direction?
Because they're worried that Democrats are going to say what they always say, tax cuts for the rich. When in fact, after the Trump tax cut of 2017, the share of taxes and the amount of taxes paid by the rich went up. It didn't go down.
All right, we really appreciate you, Steve Moore, and we'll be watching Congress very closely. I agree with you that it needs to happen by Memorial Day. And if it does, that also gives the economy time to recover. It begins the process of recovering, because we've still been living under the Biden-Harris economy all this time. Anyway, Steve Moore, thanks for being with us. 800-941-SHOW is our number if you want to be a part of the program. Look, for 5 straight years, we had supply chain issues and shortages.
Let's get some groovy.
We actually needed.
Good to see you. It's been a bit.
Disaster. And anyway, somebody
been a minute,
there's got to be a better way. And anyway, now there is. I met with Dr. Sean Rowland, who saw that the system was broken and that access to medicine was a bureaucratic process. Once you get politicians involved, it's never good. And wanted to simplify this And that's why he created, and we now have Jace.
Yeah,
Medical, that's
well, not really,
J-A-S-E, and it's the new way of doing medicine. Now, everyone should have a Jace case. What is that? You'll have emergency prescription antibiotics, for example, before you even need them. So that means that you and your family are prepared. It's fast, it's affordable, it's incredibly easy. You can take it with you if you travel. Just go to their website. It's Jase, Jase.com. Answer a few questions, and a licensed doctor will review
and cloudy all day here and cool.
And once approved, your medication will be shipped right to you.
We got all the way up to 47 today.
Get your Jase case now. Just go to jase.com. That's jase.com. Use the promo code Hannity, and you will get an exclusive discount. All right, when we come back,
not so bad. Had to work, so.
Free number, it's 800-941-SEAN. If you want to be a part of the program, quick reminder. Rachel Morin's murderer was convicted. Her mom, Patty Morin, exclusively. Her first interview tonight on Hannity. Stephen A. Smith, he says events are compelling him to leave the door open that he might consider running for president. We'll find out what that means. We'll check in with him. Laura Trump, John Solomon, Dave Ramsey, and Clay Travis on our viral video of the day, and in other news that you won't get from the State Run Legacy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Tonight, quick break, right back.
Shit is popping like crazy. I'm here for the show. If I'm able to get a little bit recorded, that's all the much better.
Attention, small business owners. Do you need funding for your business? At LendSync.com, we provide revenue-based working capital programs from $20,000 to $1 million. So whether it's funding for inventory, equipment, expansion, payroll, or other needs, Sync will help. All it takes is just one simple application to access over 100 funding products that are powered by our AI-enabled lending platform.
Carhorn is a dick.
The best options in today's marketplace. If you've been in business for at least 1 year, you want a revenue of at least $50,000.
See, this bobtail's a fucking dick. It's 65 here, and he's doing fucking 57. Tell me he can't get up to speed. Variant.
And no restrictions on how you use the funds. There's no obligation and zero out-of-pocket costs. So apply for the business funding you need today at LendSync.com.
All those tailgates on those F-150 Platinums look nice. Look at an $80,000 truck there. 80,000 plus. It's throwing lots of shit at me too. Fuck.
He's way behind on his taxes. I owe a lot of money to the IRS, almost $15,000. I tried to make payments. The IRS wasn't satisfied with Eric's efforts, so they came after him full force. They're going to put a lien and a hold on all my income, my home, my car. I was just overwhelmed at what to do. Then Eric called Optima Tax Relief. When Optima Tax got involved, the calls would stop, the threats would stop. It was easy like 1, 2, 3. Optima's award-winning team of expert tax professionals took care of Eric's problem. I owe $15,000, and now my debt is clean. I don't owe anything. Take Eric's advice. If you have a tax problem, you need to call Optima Tax now. Call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-611-8892. 800-611-8892. 800-611-8892. Optima Tax Relief. Actual client compensated for sharing their experience. Some restrictions apply. Visit Optima Tax Relief.
Comes an ambulance up on our left. Probably getting off up here at the next exit for the hospital.
For more money. So you will need to find a great real estate agent. Find that great agent on Ready.com and get paid thousands of dollars extra. Because on Ready.com, the top agents near you will pay just to be your agent. Yes, they pay you a cash bonus to be your agent. Money in your pocket.
Yeah, just because they feel emboldened because they don't
just go to
have all that weight behind them.
REDY.com. Enter the address of your property and when you want to sell. We alert the best agents in your area.
Not going to this house.
And in 48 hours, those agents will offer you cash just for the opportunity to sell your home. Prepare for proposals, select your agent, get paid. Thousands of dollars just to pick your agent. Only with Ready. Find out more. Go to ready.com. REDY.com. Individual results may vary. Prescription required after first. And some products include purchased. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information. You've noticed your hair is thinning out. Or maybe you've noticed your game in the bedroom is getting a bit cold. Let's make this real simple. These are normal things that happen to lots of guys at some point. And through HIMS, getting help couldn't be more, as we said, simple. The process is 100% online. So you just have to answer a few simple questions, and a medical provider will
He's coding into his jurisdiction.
That means access to a range of doctor-trusted treatments designed to help you regrow hair in as few as 3 to 6 months.
His jurisdiction's up ahead.
That means access to treatments made to give you a boost in the bedroom, like Viagra, Cialis, and their generic counterparts, which can cost up to 95% less for HIMS. If prescribed, treatment is shipped right to your door. A few clicks, and you're dealing with these things before they become a thing. So simple. Find your hair loss and ED solutions today at HIMS.com. That's HIMS.com. HIMS.com.
Hello, friends. Michael Yusuf here. You know, it has been said that we live in the post-truth world. Conflicting news is everywhere. Even scientists confuse us. But Jesus said, I am the truth. There can be no truth apart from Him. When you come to Him and discover the truth,
Come find one who will never leave you feeling rejected or alone. Visit findingtruepeace.com to find out more.
Come on, man. Drop the hammer. I gotta get off here or I'd get over.
exposing the Pelosi party's chaos and corruption all day, every day. This is the Sean Hannity Show.
All right, 25 now till the top of the hour. 800-941-SEAN is our number if you want to be a part of the program. I want to remind you, everyone knows mental health, wellness, fitness, nutrition, and I'm trying to take better care of myself. I'm getting better every day, and I work out every day. But anyway, I'm very rigid with my diet, and I had to give up cereal, which I love. I mean, I love cereal.
6 hours, that's it?
And now I'm not willing to eat it anymore. Because if you go down to the sugar aisle, basically it is the sugar aisle, the cereal aisle, and you look at the grocery store, and you look at the ingredients of most cereals that you like, you see nothing but high levels of sugar, corn syrup, chemical additives that you don't need, that aren't healthy for you. And I kind of just gave up on the idea that I could eat cereal again until I met Peter Harris and his father, and they created grain-berry cereals, and that is the healthiest, most natural choice to the cereal aisle, or maybe the healthy aisle. Just check your local grocery store; it's in most stores. And it also tastes great. And grain-berries focused on controlling sugar levels, being heart healthy. They have a ton of natural plant-based fiber, a ton of antioxidants. It's healthy, it tastes great, and it's an all-round healthy food choice that I've been able to add it back into my diet. They have 7 great cereals to choose from: multi-grain flakes, honey nut, original toasted oats, apple cinnamon, Linda's favorite grain-berry raisin bran, and you're gonna love it. And if you want to be a little bit healthier, to get all this crap out of your system.
I've only been awake 6 hours. Okay.
Sugar and corn syrup and all these additives. Anyway, go to your grocery store, look down the cereal aisle.
Enjoy your time, man.
And then if it's not in the cereal aisle, look in the food aisle.
We're not waiting on these guys. Come on, Tesla, let's do it. You got more torque. Marvin, look at
On fake news, CNN, they run Taylor Lorenz, and Taylor Lorenz, former Washington Post, New York Times reporter, and her comments praising Luigi Mangione, which is about as sick as it can be, the accused assassin of this United Healthcare CEO. And here's what she said.
You're going to see women especially that feel like, oh my God, right? Like, here's this man who's revolutionary, who's famous, who's handsome, who's young, who's smart. He's a person that seems as like this morally good man, which is hard to find.
Right, right, as a follow-up, our friend Piers Morgan had Taylor on his show, and here's how that went down.
I just didn't like the whole tone of it. Donnie replied on one stage to you, yeah, I just realised women were literally dating assassin with all this swipe right on me. That's where we're at. And you both laughed. What I didn't see, particularly from you, Taylor, was direct, unequivocal condemnation of this. You kind of just went, yeah, isn't it? It's weird, isn't it? Rather than saying, isn't it disgusting that these women are viewing him in this light, isn't it? Because it reminds me, why not? It reminds me of when we had the Boston Marathon bombing, and you have the Zanaev brothers. I was on there at CNN at the time, who were committing one of the most heinous acts of modern times in America. And what was their reward for this? Rather than everyone hating these people, it ended up being the cover of Rolling Stone magazine.
Pretty unbelievable. I mean, really, is the New York Times and Washington Post proud of their former employer? Anyway, 800-941-SEAN is the number. You want to be a part of the program. Liz is in Colorado, Rocky Mountain High. Liz, how are you? Glad you called.
Hi, Sean. It's so great to speak with you today.
Oh, that's cool.
Thank you for taking my call. I'm
I like
a
that
regular
name.
listener to your radio show, and I do try to watch at night when I can.
Thank you.
I just wanted you to know I've learned so much from you, and I thank you for just being a true patriot for our country. And I think we need more people like you to just teach all of us the things that we need to know about what's going on with our country right now. So I thank you and your team and Linda. Appreciate it.
Why do you want to thank Linda? I don't know why everyone thanks Linda.
Linda is awesome.
Awesome. No, you got to say it the right way. Linda's awesome.
And if somebody wants to say I'm awesome, they can say it in any accent they want. I'll take it.
Any accent they want. No, listen, we're all very grateful to all of you. It's an honor to be here every day. We don't take it for granted. And we appreciate the fact that you give us this microphone. You know, we have a mission every day, Liz, and we work hard at it. And that's
Tina, that would have been nice too.
Opinion,
I like
a little bit of fun. To the news of the day that we know the state-run legacy media mob will never bring you. And we work very hard on getting everything right.
It's pretty unique. I like that.
You know, every day we work to build trust with you, our audience, and tell you the truth.
Stringer's trying to send me on a call.
And I love the fact that we have the opportunity of a lifetime to be transformational, consequential, and leave this country better than we found it. And up until Donald Trump got back in office, I was worried that our best days were behind us, to be honest.
Yeah, I was a little worried too, but I totally trust you, and I just appreciate everything you do for our country. And like I said, I've learned so much. But the reason for my call today is to thank you for inspiring me to make a recent important decision. And on your show, when I listen, you talk a lot about the importance of taking personal responsibility for our own safety.
Wow, Sheet's grand opening up in Troy, Michigan for $120. Damn, what is this? I missed it. I didn't even see that. Holy crap.
And I shot several of his handguns. I had it narrowed down to 2 manufacturers. But after listening and really hearing your 6-hour commercial last week, I decided to go with the 6-hour, and I purchased one over the weekend. I get to pick it up tonight. And
which one did you get?
Later, Biscuits. Thanks for coming by. It was nice seeing you.
I got the P365 XL Rose, and I have not heard you talk about the Rose. I think it was helped develop in collaboration with the world champion female shooter. It comes in a packet. It's got a locking gun little case. They call the safe the case safe. A couple clips. It's really pretty. It's got some rose accents on it, and carried it for a bit, and then I just kind of put it away and haven't done anything until I just keep hearing you hammer away at all the personal safety stuff, and I thought, darn it, I need to get back into this.
Listen, I think everybody needs a firearm in their house. My only gentle recommendation is go to a range. One of the great things about people that are firearm enthusiasts is they're always so willing to help people that are starting out or people that maybe, purchased a new firearm and get familiar with that firearm, learn firearm safety. I mean, that's what my parents did to me when I was very young, and I became a pistol marksman at a young age. And only because my mom, being a prison guard, she had a revolver on her nightstand a lot of times, and they knew they had a curious, child in the house that was rambunctious, and that was me. So it took me down, and I learned firearm safety, and it became an enthusiast at a pretty young age. I'd hang out at that range. It was probably annoying to all the people that were there because I'd be there so often. And then they spent the time and they taught me not only safety but how to be, a marksman at that point. And I'm glad that I learned. I've had a carry permit my entire adult life. Believe it or not, I had a carry permit when I lived in New York City. I had or New York State, but I had one from New York City. I had one because I worked there. I had one when I lived in California. I had one in Alabama. I had one in Georgia, and I have one here in Florida. And you just, as long as you take safety and make safety a top priority, you're going to be fine. The beauty of Sig Sauer is they have more engineers that work on the precision of those firearms than any single company. As a matter of fact, I would argue probably more engineers than every other company combined. They keep building out the next generation of superior weaponry. That's why our military, the official sidearm, is a Sig Sauer. And I think that in terms of quality, you can't do any better. You really can't. And you made a really good choice. Now, the Rose I haven't talked about is I don't know if I'd look very masculine with a Rose version Sig Sauer.
Yeah, you need to definitely look into it. You can buy the handgun separately. You can buy it in the 9mm or the 380, but you can also buy the kit, and it comes with I think it comes with a video where she explains how to assemble and disassemble your gun. And I will continue with my instructor. He's going to show me all that stuff because I want to be super comfortable with it.
Yeah, listen, then if you do that, that means you're a responsible firearm owner. I've had many people over the years call this show. Hannity, I'm thinking about getting a gun. What should I get? An AK, an AR? And I'm like, okay, so just take a deep breath. I said, you can't go wrong with a firearm. For most families, probably if it's just for home protection, not for carry, which I believe you should carry, I think for most people, a shotgun is probably the answer for home security. Uh, and they're very easy to use, and you can learn how to use it very quickly, and you can get one that you can handle, and it would take care of any emergency if somebody invaded your house. I also believe in the non-lethal option, which is burner, and I actually have both options available to me.
Yeah.
But I applaud you, and your approach to this is frankly textbook.
I haven't heard him do Buffalo Arms.
Anybody that's considering it will consider
I heard him do Burna.
6 hour. They have the best academies ever.
That changes. It's whoever wants to pay him at the time.
For people that really want to take, their firearms level even higher, that's available to you as well. And about a third of their employees, they have nearly 4,000 employees, are ex-military guys, and they're wonderful people. And I'm just telling you from my own experience that I've been at ranges where people, maybe they're gun jams, or maybe they have a new firearm that they've never dealt with.
Later, Mitty. Thanks for dropping in, bud. I appreciate it. I've only got 20 minutes left 25 minutes left on this drive, so I just wanted to get a quick stream in.
Spend the time to just give you the individualized attention that will make you, very comfortable with a firearm. And look, unfortunately, in this day and age, I think everyone needs one. And I wish it wasn't the case, but I'm giving you the reality. There's there's a violent crime every 26 seconds in this country. That tells you everything you need to know.
Well, I just thank you so much for inspiring me to be on this journey, and I know that you probably inspired other women as well. You know, people just don't always call in, but I just felt like I needed to call in and tell you this, and thank you.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks, Liz. Glad you're out there. Thanks for checking in with us today. Hope you'll call back. All right, we have a minute. We'll give it to Brian in North Carolina. Brian, how are you? The minute is all yours. Make it count, my friend.
John, it's a great pleasure to speak with you today. I'm a big fan because of my late mother, so she loved you, absolutely loved you.
Thank you. I'm sorry you lost your mom.
Yeah, thank you. Reason I'm calling is on the tariffs. Really interesting standpoint as I listen to your show every day. I work for a company that has a little less than 400 people, and we actually have a main product that we ship in for manufacturing, and we've been getting it from China forever. And we actually just need to move, and we spent about $4 to $5 million. And I'm sorry, I got to be vague about it, but we spent about $4 to $5 million on this product. We are in the process right now of changing where we ship that from, and we're actually going to start doing it from Korea.
Yeah. That's what I carry. My first load is the kinetic round, and then my second magazine is pepper.
The short-term pain will cause them, especially because China's gotten so aggressive. I'm expecting the president will sign.
In the summertime, I'll stagger them. I'll do a kinetic and pepper back and forth with the C4.
China might be more protracted. I think ultimately they come to the table. I think ultimately.
Yeah, I ate today.
Need access to our markets. That's
from Michael's. I had some steak and mushroom soup.
But that's what I believe will ultimately happen.
It's actually really fucking good with lots of vegetables in it.
Coming up with creative ways to find alternative sources for goods and services that you need. That's being a good business person. Anyway, my friend, I wish I had more time. I'm on the clock here. Look, speaking of America, right? How many important holidays?
I carry one here. We'll do it on the freeway. I'm not playing out on the regular road. I don't know if I've shown it to you before. Get in touch with our friends at showallegiance.com because there are so many different holidays. Not to mention, you may want to fly it every single day since we live in the greatest country God gave man and be proud of our country. But I just got my flag from Allegiant Flag Supply. And if you're going to have a flag, don't you think it should be made in America? Anyway, this flag is made and sewn in South Carolina. Right now, it's just got kinetic rounds in it. Made overseas. The reason I don't stagger them in the wintertime is because I leave it in the car most of the time, and if it gets too cold, the pepper rounds will crack from freezing. They make it very simple for you, and if you use the promo code Hannity, you get free shipping right now. That's showallegiance.com, promo code Hannity, and start showing your allegiance to the greatest country God gave man, and you can proudly wave your American flag made in America.
The information you need, the truth you demand. This is the Sean Hannity Show. A lot of times you have to choose between something high quality or something that saves you money.
That's it. It's a tool.
Why not? Especially when it comes to healthcare, and that is
like me.
You get both. Many families save $500 a month with Medishare, and that's huge. But it's also true that people wind up way more satisfied too. We know this from research of members. There's a lot they like about Medishare, but especially they love being part of something they believe in. And Medishare works.
Well, the plastic coating on them is pretty good. They don't really. They're not like a gel. It's like a hard plastic.
Telehealth if they need it. They love the huge PPO network. So yeah, really, you can save a ton. Like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care.
Only rounds I've had double feed are the practice rounds that dissolve, basically.
Here's the number. Call 844-57-BIBLE. That's 844-57-BIBLE.
But you don't even want one of those to crack open in your car.
Expense eating into your company's profits. It's your cloud computing bill. You may have gotten a deal to start.
I don't know if you were watching me when it happened. That happened a couple years ago when I first got it. Performance at the same time. One of the rounds cracked. Cloud infrastructure can help you do just that. About gassed myself out of the car. Generation cloud designed for every workload, where you can run any application, including any AI projects, faster and more securely for less. In fact, yeah, they're like paintballs, but it's powder. When you switch to OCI, the savings are real. On average, OCI costs 50%, which is good. You don't even have to hit anybody with it. Just as long as you hit the ground around them or hit a wall behind them, it's going to get on them. In today's innovative AI, they're going to be choking. Upgraded to OCI, offer only for new U.S. customers with a minimum financial commitment. See if you qualify for half off. Now, the kinetic rounds, those fucking hurt. Oracle.com/Patriot. My son was brave enough to let me hit him with one of them. With his winter coat on, still knocked him on his butt.
Over 40 million Americans regularly turn to Newsmax for the news they need to know. They're tuning into the Newsmax channel on all major cable systems. They watch Newsmax too on all streaming platforms. They go online to newsmax.com for breaking headlines. Millions more have downloaded the free Newsmax app on their smartphone and home TV. Reuters says Newsmax is one of the top news brands in America.
Oh, looks like the Sheets is coming along pretty good.
And he's watching. Tens of millions
Getting
of
close.
Americans like you have made the switch to Newsmax for the news they can trust. So make the switch today. You won't ever look back. Terms and conditions apply. Financing subject to approvals and contracts.com for details. Attention truckers. Ready to own your own truck? When you lease on to Cloud Trucks, our Road to Independence program to put you in the driver's seat of your own truck, with options starting for as little as $2,000 down. Last year, our drivers completed nearly 50,000 jobs and drove over 20 million miles with more freedom, better loads, and less stress. Our dispatch system helps you book jobs faster, while our AI bidding app negotiates rates automatically.
There's lots of videos out there.
Without the hassle. In fact, on trips over 250 miles, booked loads averaged an incredible $3.27 per mile, and with over 300,000 loads.
I didn't even ask him. He's like, "You want to shoot me with it?" I'm like, "Well, you better put in a couple more layers on." "Oh, I'll be all right." I'm like, "No, you better." He still had a nice welt on his chest. Actually, when his chest was kind of his sternum, almost his belly. I didn't want to hit him in the nuts, and I didn't want to hit him in the face, so I was like going right in the middle.
That's going to wrap things up for today. Hannity tonight, 9 Eastern on the Fox News Channel. Please set your DVR. Patty Morin, Rachel Morin's mother, will join us. She was the mother of 5 that was murdered. That murderer was convicted yesterday. We'll get her first reaction. Also, Stephen A. Smith says, well, because of the mess of the Democratic Party, I must leave open the door to run. I'm always with that poll yesterday. I think he was being set up and being sent a message. We'll find out his take. Laura Trump tonight, John Solomon tonight, Dave Ramsey, and don't forget in our other news segment, we'll check in with Clay Travis, and we'll have our viral videos of the day all coming up tonight, 9 Eastern, Hannity on Fox. We'll see you then back here tomorrow. Thank you for making this show possible.
Attention investors, there's a major real estate correction happening. I'm investing in it, and you should too. My name's Grant Cardone, CEO of Cardone Capital, where we manage $4 billion of institutional quality real estate and partner with regular, everyday investors just like yourself. You get all the benefits of great real estate without any of the headaches. I find the deal, negotiate it, buy it, improve it, collect the rent, and on the 15th, distribute cash flow to our investors. We have a proven model distributing over $300 million to our 13,000 investors. At Cardone Capital, we target 12 to 15% IRR 6% cash flow, and we buy the best markets, best locations, below replacement costs, and cash flow positive at close. To see if you qualify, go to cardonecapital.com. That's cardonecapital.com to see if you qualify.
Individual results may vary. There's no guarantee that past performance will be indicative of future results. Invest wisely. See full disclosure at cardonecapital.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them.
Well, I got to do one camera, which shouldn't take long. Then I got to set up a desktop and a laptop, so we'll see.
You can try ZipRecruiter for free.
We'll see.
ZipRecruiter.com.
Maybe quick, maybe long. You never know.
10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people
it's not at the main facility, which is a good thing. I don't have to fucking
it's easy to find the right person.
show my face there.
In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a
The little
candidate within the first day. But if you're not using
building across the street,
you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/news right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/news. ZipRecruiter.com/news. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter. This is Patriot Conservative Principles with you. I believe that my life was saved that day, but for a very good reason. I was saved by God to make America great again. I believe that.
all right. Getting Robert's over here.
Yes. Hello, my beautiful friends. What an amazing day it is today, and welcome back. I hope your week is unfolding beautifully, and you're ready to celebrate Pupusa Tuesday, because that's what we have cooking today. As soon as the tubes fire up, it's great to see everybody. We've got a lot of business to attend to today. Judge Paula Zenas is the subject of today's show. You remember who she is. What's up, locals? Just joining us. We got some serious business to attend to. We're talking about Kilmar Abrego Garcia. You remember this fellow right here, who was deported out of the country to El Salvador. Yesterday, we read through a number of different updates provided by the Trump DOJ into the judge. Judge Zenas yesterday said, I want updates from you, and I want answers to these 3 questions. Where is Abrego Kilmar? What are you doing to get him out? And
there you go.
What have you done to get him out?
Hopefully, I'll be able to do a
responded basically saying
nothing. Work stream tomorrow.
He's in El Salvador. He's under their custody and care. Talk to them. Sent several updates. All of this was culminating in a hearing that took place today. We're going to go through it. I want to go through and give us a breakdown on what happened today in terms of filing. So we'll look at some of the court documents first. Here is another declaration that dropped right at the tail end of the show yesterday. So we'll get up to speed on that. We'll also look at today's filing. This one got dropped 4:15. You can see this is, of course, another declaration from Joseph Mazara, acting general counsel, the lawyer from Homeland, the big guns. So they brought him out. We also then got a request from the ACLU gangbangers asking for more relief, saying they have to facilitate this dude's release. So make them ask for his release. And we'll go through what their latest is. Now, there's also a filing that is in Colorado, and it's the same ACLU gangbang lawyers, give or take, same organization, that is suing in Colorado, and they're filing an emergency motion for clarification over there. Okay, so we're in Maryland today, but simultaneously also in Colorado. And they're freaking out in Colorado because they're saying Trump is still rounding people up. Like he's supposed to stop rounding up these gangbangers and throwing them out, but no, he's not stopping at all. All this litigation is happening in Maryland, but the party's not over.
That's right. That Rumble lineup has made it pretty easy, though. One thing right after another
happening in Colorado, and so the ACLU came in. Help! Stop them! So they're freaking out, and it's a lot of fun to see what they're freaked out about. So I'll read through that. We got updates There was a rally outside, so the hearing took place today. You can see some gangbang lovers out there getting extra gangbangery. Just zoom in on them, yeah. So they're all out there having fun. Bring back terrorists! We love terrorists! So they're out there doing all that stuff, which will be a lot of fun. We'll go through from our friend Roger Parloff, and, well, we think we're his friends, but he's, I don't know how he feels the same about that. But anyways, he is reporting live from the hearing, and he dropped for us about 40-something X's and posts that we'll go through. We'll read through what happened here today. But the long and short of it is the judge is not happy. She's saying, I want to know why you're not complying with my orders, and I'm going to start a discovery process that may involve some interrogatories, and I'm going to bring everybody in here to ask you what you're doing and who did what by when, and all she's trying to do is find a predicate to hold them in contempt, obviously. So we'll read through that. We got some reaction from Pam Bondi, who was out last night with Jesse Waters, and Caroline Levitt is also explaining to the media how the law works, what the difference is between a terrorist and an illegal alien, because news just can't figure it out. So we'll go through that. We'll see what she had to say about it. Then I want to jump into some reaction here because Hakeem Jeffries is out, and he is now scrambling along with the rest of the Democrats to figure out what to do about this. And this is wild. So J.D. Vance called this out today, and you may have seen it. But he posted, he says, the entire media in the left-wing industrial complex has decided today is Papusa Tuesday. And they're all coming out. It's MS Gangbang Session. They're having a ton of fun with this, one after another. So we'll go through some of them. But we got Hakeem was out on MSNBC's #1 show called Inside Jen Psaki. She's back, looking very Jen Psaki. So we'll listen to her. We've also got more from a bunch of other lefties. Okay, they went out, like they all got the memo. So Hakeem was out. We also had Richie
I'm gonna go ahead and kill.
was out.
Hey, Dio.
Because we got a lot of Democrats. But we'll get through them and we'll make fun of them the entire time.
Road trip. Yeah. Not the end. It actually, you're catching the end of it.
Strategy is.
I'm doing like 1 over the speed limit. It's 55 is fast for this road.
Kidnapping charges against Trump and anybody who's working with ICE to go round up these illegals, charging the government with crimes and using attorney generals to do it. And you know who has been a part of the attorney general law firm before? Letitia James. She's going to bring criminal charges against the president? Again, we'll see. So they're talking about it, and it's not a joke, all right? This woman who looks just nuts, Representative Laura Friedman, is going to explain here for us that they're working on this every day. They're meeting with attorneys generals all around the country, trying to figure out a strategy. How can we prosecute Trump again?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end it now, guys, while we got it straight away, and I got my hand free.
They're working on it.
I'll turn it back on the backup channel for the drive home. Thanks for dropping in.
They're working hard, like literally to charge them with crimes. That's how insane they are. So we'll go